In the previous episode, we have seen Killian who humiliates the protagonist because she is a part of RebirthOfDarknes. And we also learn about the first major conflict between Edith and Rice on the day the jewelers arrive at Rudwick Manor, resulting in chaos. Scene comes to the present moment. We see our protagonist left alone on the table when everyone is focused on Rice, helping Rice to choose the perfect jewelry for herself.
I came because the Duchess invited me. Usually I would try to join in on their conversation, but in truth, the biggest reason I didn't want to come today was because of this guy. After tomorrow's incident, I didn't know how to face Killian again. I can understand now how Edith would have felt isolated.
Suddenly Rice speaks up, so the protagonist doesn't feel alone and isolated and suggests a necklace to her.
Look, Edith, I think this necklace would look great on you.
The protagonist feels amazed by the beauty of the necklace and compliments the ruby, which is the main part of the attraction of the necklace. And everyone insists to the protagonist to try the necklace on her. As she is about to reach for the necklace, Killian stops her and insists on helping the protagonist to wear the necklace. The protagonist is surprised by the sudden change in the air.
Why is he doing this? So he is doing this for Mrs. Duchess. So he can't stand to worry his mother, is that it? That is why he is behaving in this manner.
Our protagonist doesn't waste this opportunity and tease Killian.
What do you think? How do I look, husband?
You look beautiful.
Really?
Killian also took care of the payment for the necklace, and everyone praised Killian's action and his first gift to his wife. The protagonist feels a bit regretful because she could not have her hand on bigger gems. It would have greatly helped her emergency fund for escaping the Rudwick Manor in the future. And even if she falls into poverty, she doesn't think she could ever sell this necklace. In the evening we see the protagonist burning the letters she received as Edith's avatar.
They are still sending invitations even after I ignored every single one. How many parties did Edith attend before I came along? She probably went just to spread bad rumors about Rice.
While going through all the letters, she found a letter with the RebirthOfDarknes family seal on it. She opens the letter to read it.
I have waited long enough for you to get used to your life there. It's about time you do your part of the job now. I heard you have gained access to their confidential documents by helping Mrs. Duchess with her work.
If he knows I'm helping with administration, that means he has planted someone in the manor.
The protagonist doesn't care much about it, and the next day we see the consequences. Somebody has already leaked the information that the protagonist was handling. The next morning Duke Rudwick interrogates her on suspicion of leaking confidential information from the house. The protagonist swears on the honor of her and her father. But no one believes her. And Duke Rudwick shows her the documents organized by her. These were specifically prepared for you by Rhinon with entirely false information. The protagonist's father bought up every item on the list that is proof that her was fooled by false information, and she is responsible for this.
I'm sorry to say, you must have your reasons for giving me false documents, but whether the information is true or false, I only did what was assigned to me. I did not share this information with anyone else.
No one believes the protagonist's words and keeps accusing her of spying on Rudwick's house. How did the information get leaked? Only she has access to it. And it ends up in the hands of the RebirthOfDarknes?
You couldn't possibly be claiming that I'm the only one who had access to these documents, could you? Rhinon was the original writer, and other staff used the same office space, and Mother, Rice, and all looked at this document together.
Mr. Duke gets angry on the protagonist, as she is trying to blame Rudwick's. The protagonist now remembers it. This is just how it happened in the novel with Edith. Nobody ever calls Edith by the name Rudwick, everyone see her as another RebirthOfDarknes. The protagonist also gets intimidated by the behavior she is facing and shouts at everyone and asks,
Is Rice also a Rudwick? I was responsible for organizing these documents. Would I not realize that I would be the first to take the blame if something like this happened? If you truly didn't trust me, you shouldn't have even given me false information. You should not have given me anything at all. Well, I guess if I were caught smuggling information, to me you would have a valid excuse to threaten the RebirthOfDarknes, wouldn't you?
Protagonist feels so bad in her heart even after telling RebirthOfDarknes she would never smuggle out any information, but somehow these documents end up in the hands of her father RebirthOfDarknes.
I am little disappointed that Rhinon tricked me since I thought of him as almost a friend, but I still don't think he is behind this plot. And there is no way Rice would have done it. Then could it be the spy my father planted in the manor? But if father had a spy who could get their hands on a document like this, he didn't need to go through the trouble of marrying me into the family. In this novel, Edith was the one behind everything. She smuggles the information to the Reichelhofs as soon as she starts helping Mrs. Duchess, and the Rudwicks manage to screw over the Reichelhofs with false information without any repercussions. When Edith's crimes were discovered, Edith was confined to her room as punishment. She never gets another chance to be recognized as a part of the Rudwick family. Both the jeweler incident and this incident happened as in the original novel, regardless of my own actions.
Could this mean that I am doomed to follow Edith's fate as in the original novel, no matter what I do? I am falling lower and lower in the darkness. In the end, I will face my death at Killian's sword.
The protagonist could not hold herself any longer, and some drops of her pain fell from her disappointed eyes. And she swears her life and honor to prove her innocence.
If you are so certain I did this, just take my life.
The protagonist's words shocked Killian and everyone present in the room. Cliff suggests further investigation into this matter. Mr. Duke Rudwick announced that Edith must remain under house arrest for the time being. The protagonist is experiencing the same situation as Edith in the novel. In the end, she ends up on house arrest until proven innocent. Mr. Duke Rudwick orders knights and Rhinon to arrest the protagonist, but Killian stops everyone and grabs the protagonist's hand, and takes the responsibility of escorting Edith to her room.
You come with me.
Everyone stand in awe. In Edith's room, Killian asks Edith what she just said now is not a wise thing to say. Killian tries to make her understand his father is a god of war. He won't hesitate to eliminate anyone if needed.
Wait, why are you bothered that I told him to take my life?
What I'm trying to say is, if you committed a crime, you must pay the price. And if you're innocent, the truth should come to light.
Do you really think that it will happen? None of you trust me, so I can't trust you anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if you did whatever it took to make me the culprit. Am I wrong? You're the ones who gave me the falsified document, and you are the ones who told me Count Reichelhof acted exactly according to the document. And who will be the ones to investigate and decide the judgment? You. The only thing I can do is sit here, locked in this room, and accept whatever the judgment would be.
After listening to the protagonist's thoughts, Killian swears his honor to Edith and promises a fair investigation.
Our investigation will not be biased, and I assure you that you will not be treated unfairly, and I will update you the progress we make.
The protagonist entrusts Killian for fair judgment, but she asks a last question to Killian.
Will that promise still be valid even if Rice, Mother, and I are the two suspects? Are you sure you will be able to look past your biases?
Killian just stood there in a silent. And the scene changes. A magnificent palace comes into view. The grand entrance is guarded by guards who are welcoming the arriving guests. Among the guests are none other than the Cliff and Rice. And we see Story introducing a new character who welcomes both Rice and Cliff to the palace. Princess Katrine Iberia. She is the Emperor's younger sister of 4 years and his only immediate blood relative. Now we see Katrine looking for someone and ask where about Killian and shows some worry for him because of his absence.
He is a married man now. He can't leave his wife and go around with me.
And Cliff recalls what happened yesterday. When he mentioned to Killian that they were going to report everything to the Emperor, how Killian got angry and grabbed Cliff's neck.
We are not even sure yet that she is the culprit, but you are going to notify the Emperor already?
Cliff tries to calm Killian with the excuse that he is only going there to inform them about the further investigation. But Cliff never had seen Killian responding like that to something his father has decided. Scene shifts. We see a little girl crying on the hospital bed. Suddenly a bald girl appears behind her and asks her if she is also sick. And then they both share their feelings and have some deep conversations about death and life. And the little girl wishes to die because of her illness has become a burden to her parents. So she would rather just die now. The bald girl comforts her by telling her her wishes. I want to grow old. I want to grow out my hair and tie it in a ponytail. I want to put on lipstick and eye makeup and go downtown in the city. I want to see how people live. I want to fall in love. Want to have someone in my life who cares for me. If only I had the chance to do that. I could bear any amount of pain if I had a chance to fulfill my wishes. The protagonist just woke up from her dream. She has this dream whenever she struggles in life, and it motivates her. Although the bald girl said she feared death more than anything, she left the hospital without a word.
After I came back from my surgery, she was gone forever. She is the reason I cannot give up on my life. Once I changed my attitude, I found peace with my new lifestyle. Although house arrest was technically a punishment. But the alone time is perfectly restful for a homebody like me.
At least until Killian popped up out of the blue to join me for lunch.
So, what brings you here today? Without any warning, and for having a meal with me.
Killian simply stares at the protagonist, which irritates her even more as he suddenly starts having a meal with her.
So, you won't tell me the reason? What a jerk.
Do you think you can do whatever you want just because you're handsome and because you have a sexy, hot body,
And the next moment the protagonist feels embarrassed because she is distracted by Killian's appearance again. The protagonist shifts her focus to eating and munching on delicacies. And Killian decides to break his silence and tell her about the investigation, giving her every detail about how the investigation is going. And he also put Rice on the list of suspects. And he doesn't intend to go easy on her just because she's Rice. Investigation will be fair. She doesn't seem to be tense or worried about the matter, she is focused on eating. Killian comments on the protagonist's appetite.
It looks like your appetite hasn't suffered at all.
Well, why would it? I am innocent, and this soup tastes great. It is not like I am the one who did it, so why shouldn't I enjoy the food? Ah, I still have bread left over, but more soup.
Oh God, this woman.
And Killian slides a bowl of soup to the protagonist.
An extra portion I had prepared just in case.
And this is the first time we see Killian show care towards the protagonist. Now that Killian has left, the protagonist feels lonely because there is nothing for her to do. In her past life when she felt bored she had novels to read and she used to fold origami as a hobby. But that doesn't exist in this world. The protagonist asks her maid, Anna, what kind of hobbies the ladies have. Anna let her know what women do here as a hobby. The protagonist feels a bit uncomfortable because she is not good at any of these.
Needlework is probably a prerequisite for any lady in this world. And I am also worse at painting and I get scared of horses when I see them in real life.
The protagonist asks Anna to suggest something else for her. And Anna mentions one more thing the protagonist can do as her hobby. Recently, making wooden dolls and sewing clothing for them has become popular. And it's a good way to improve sewing skills, so parents tend to allow it as a hobby.
Ah, it is like playing with Barbies?
The protagonist asks Anna to buy her
a pair of fine quality dolls, some fabric, and a sewing kit. And she can keep the rest money as her tip.
Anna denies the protagonist's generosity by saying that serving is her job and she can't have the tip. The protagonist teases Anna.
Why can't you take money from me? Did Rudwick order you not to take money from me?
The protagonist knows from the very beginning that Anna was instructed to spy on her. Despite that, Anna and Rhinon were the only two people in the household who do not mistreat her.
Let's be honest. This is way too small of a sum to bribe you. You can take this as a small token of my appreciation.
Anna bought her a pair of male and female dolls and the rest of the items required for sewing. In the next scene, we see the protagonist stitching dresses and struggling to do the job. But after some struggle, she managed to decorate the dolls nicely.
Right, it's just for fun. Who cares if I am bad at it? Isn't the whole point about having fun while killing time and money? The fact that I am bad at it makes it an even greater luxury. Now that I think about it, I never even considered such luxuries in my previous life. I always felt chased by the need to be efficient and frugal. Perhaps that's why I finally feel like I'm living as my own, although I am inhabiting a foreign world.
We see the protagonist feeling proud in her heart, her eyes can tell how happy she is now. And without wasting her time she starts playing with dolls. After some playing with dolls, she decides to move to real needlework. She starts practicing embroidery on a white cloth. Suddenly Killian opens the door in a panicking situation and informs the protagonist that they discovered new findings of proof against her.
Thank you for staying with us for this long. You will find out what the findings are in the next episode, so make sure to click the red button and ring the bell icon.